Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. Good morning, Kenya continues. Time for our last conversation this Wednesday. On set, I'm joined by Folik Omina, who is a student at Pwani University, and in addition to that, she's engaged in a lot of different projects which she'll be telling us about just in a few. Good morning, Folik.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Easy, relax. Ready?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Now, I just mentioned that you're a student at Pwani University, and I also say that you do many other different things. Now, for the benefit of our viewers to better understand who you are and what you do, just tell us, who is Folik?
Okay, I said I'm Omina Folik. I'm a first year at Pwani University, partaking Bachelor of Education in Special Need. So, few years to come, I'll do the braille parts. I'll become a teacher for people who are visually impaired. Yeah, but besides just being a student, I'm also passionate about changing the perspective of people living with the disability in our country. So for now, as I'm in Kilifi, or when the school resumes, I'll be in Kilifi. So
that's a bit about you, at least.
Yeah, that is.
You mentioned something very important, that you are really passionate about changing lives of PWDs, and I'd love to understand what brought about that passion. Because again, oftentimes when you see what people that are passionate about that, either someone who's close to them, is a PWD, or they've encountered such persons. So for you, what brought about that passion?
Okay, on my side, when I finished Form 4, that was last year, but I qualified to join the university, but I wasn't called to do the special need education on itself. So when I joined, I didn't like doing Bachelor of Arts in Kiswahili, so I decided to change because I wanted to become a teacher. Then when it was during the first semester, so we had a school trip and we went to Portray School for the physical disabled. On the same day, we also went to Likoni School for the visually impaired. But when we were there, I saw the challenges that people have, that mainly kids, because
these are kids living with disability.
Yes, but you see now, when we are dealing with the disability, we don't mention the age. All of them, they have disability. So like when we were there, I saw the challenges that people were facing. Those kids now, they were facing. Even the people who were handling them, they were still facing. And I felt like, if this is now what is happening in the disability faculty, then because I am able, I'm not that able much, but the little that I have, if I can put my minds together with my friends, then it can help in a small percentage.
So you can say that at least this was what made you to have that passion to want to help PWDs in essence.
Not really. Okay. When I was still growing up, I was thinking I've seen, like, we have Miss Nairobi County, Miss Kisii County, but I've never seen where we have Miss Disability Kisii County, Mr. Disability Kilifi. It is only those people who are regular. This means that people having disability, they have been left behind, and yet we have some people who have the disability, but they can really sing well, because if they only get the support. Because look at someone like Solomon Mkubwa, look at Ruben Kigama, we have the Dodo Manegu. Those are people who got the support, but now they can show up their talent and they really touch people. So even if we look at these, the other ones who are the albino, the blind, the ampute, they can show their talent, but they can only show if we give them
a chance and opportunity.
Yeah, but if we don't, and majority of them come from a background which can only manage to put something on the table. So the other cases, like maybe going to school, because you see even those schools for the disabled, they are really expensive. So the parent can only manage to put something on the table. The rest,
they can't.
They can't.
Wow, so we can say that it's just so many things that at least made you to have the passion to want to help and change the lives of PWDs, right?
Yes.
Now let's talk about the skills that you impart or that you empower these persons with. Which kind of skills are this?
Okay, I have the shaggy mat making. I have the 9 different types of soap. We have the beadwork, bottle decoration, 3 types of reusable sanitary towels, and crocheting. Yeah.
So clearly there's just an array of skills that you impart to these persons.
Yeah.
And I was reading that your bio, and I was so much struck with the making of the reusable pads. Because you see, I was thinking there could be different other skills in addition to what you're already giving them. But why specific the one about reusable pads, given the fact that a lot of girls, especially as of now, lack that item?
Okay, the big issue or the main thing that made me to think of also making the reusable sanitary towels, it is because on the first day when we were doing our trip to that was Portray School for the Physical Disabled in Likoni, we found so many girls. Like in Likoni, we had those girls who have low vision. At least with the aid of spectacles, they can see. And there was, now you see, when you go to a school, because now as I can say the comrades. Yeah, so when you go there, you make so many friends, and someone tells you like, I want to become your friend, I want to be like you. Oh, so you want to be like me?
Admire you.
Yeah, they admire you. So you say like, okay, it is okay. So you start making story, and you see like what touched me most is there was one girl, so she told me, "Hi, what is your name?" So we shared so many stories. And then she told me, you can imagine me, they only support me with school fees, with the lotion and kept then shopping. If you have something, then you can imagine I'm also using rags during my periods. And I said, Kai, so, and you see, for a girl, what make you proud is to have period. And when you have shameful periods, your pride falls down. Okay. Yeah, so I was really touched. And then when I went back to school, I said, so what can I do? Because if I can be supported by school fees, someone can, I'm an albino, someone can support me with the lotion, with cape, and I don't have sanitary towels, and then per month I have to spend maybe 240 or 120 because some have prolonged period. And you see, that was just one case. What of others? Yeah, you never know. So I said, let me think of coming up with something, because for the reusable sanitary towels, you only need to wash them and then you sun dry them properly.
And then you can use them as long as you want.
Yes.
So how long do they last for the ones that you're making?
Okay, they depend. Like for the loose, now this one.
This is actually one of them.
Yeah, this one is loose reusable sanitary towel.
Okay.
Yeah, so for this
we'll
one,
just use this one, and the one that on your hand to at least demonstrate for us. We leave the pink one there.
Okay. So like this one is, I said we have 3, so we have the loose.
So there are 3 types.
Yes. Okay. So we have the loose reusable sanitary towel, which is this one. We have the inbuilt reusable sanitary towel, and we have self-contained reusable sanitary towel. But for those one who, the source of income is too low, you can't afford anything, this one you can make from home, provided you know the materials. It is very cheap. So this one, I'll encourage most, I encourage most students or maybe those people who are traveling to use this one, because what you only need is this one. So you will only be changing this one when it is full. Yeah, but you see, like for inbuilt and self-contained, they are good, yes. They will last, because this one will take 3 years.
Okay, 3 years?
Yes.
And that is every month for 3 years. Okay, so at least also this makes it easy for those girls that come from poor backgrounds and cannot be able to afford the kawaida sanitary pads that you are used to.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that you teach them. Yes. So when you go about teaching them these skills of making the reusable sanitary pads, do you teach them all the 3 of them and how they can make them, or is just this specific one?
No, it depends with the amount, because I have not yet found any organization where I can say maybe I get the funds from the organization, or maybe good source of income, because I myself am a student, I'm a first year. So what I normally do, we do the online contribution with my just friends. Like you find someone is saying me, I'll contribute 20 bob, another one 50. Okay, I myself, I sell second hand cloth. So me, I say,
and that's how you get your contribution to continue teaching them how to make such kind of pads.
yes. So on my own side, I say, oh, me, I have 200, and you see, like this one, what I need like 1 meter for the normal cotton, that is 180. The linen itself is 100, that is 1 meter. Then the type of cotton, which is the flannel, now this one for absorbing, 1 meter is 280. So you see, if I get 5 friends and then one is saying me 100, I myself 200, because now I'm the host. So we'll end up 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, and then I need to have the plastic press button. We don't use the metal one, we use the plastic. Then with the tailor, we can maybe manage to make 7 to 10.
7 to 10. So
Yes.
at least this caters for about 10 girls.
Yes.
Okay. Now when you go about distributing probably this reusable sanitary pads, are you just doing it around Kilifi, or you've extended your boundaries?
Not really. I've done it in Western, that is Kakamega County, but I didn't do it in Kakamega County town itself. It was in Mumias, where I didn't donate, but I had the tutorial, so I taught them
How to do it?
Yes, but this one now was for a mixed up. Then I also went to Trans Nzoia County, where it was a 3-day, but this one was charity pads drive. So because I'm a student, I said I can't contribute that much, but I'll only give
because you also
the
do
knowledge
it by yourself.
Yes.
The money is coming from you, and you don't have quite much, since you as mentioned, you are still a student.
Yes.
So at least you've done this in different parts of the country, if you can mention, because you've mentioned Trans Nzoia, you've mentioned at least Kilifi as well. So how can you compare? Because again, when it comes to empowering this PWDs, and even as you mentioned, the young girls, how can you compare it in different counties? Say, for example, in Kilifi, in Trans Nzoia, in terms of the challenges that you face as a person.
Okay, in Trans Nzoia, I can say in Trans Nzoia County and Kakamega County, it was not that much bad. The situation is not that much worse like in the coastal region. In coastal region, people have to wake up. Those people having the disability, there are really many. And you see, with the disability, everyone has a disability. It is only that,
actually, you were telling me that earlier, that everyone has a disability.
Yes, it is only that
possible?
We have not yet discovered. Yes, because a slow learner is also
a disability.
And that one is dyslexia. You can find someone who doesn't like taking notes or just writing. That is also a disability. Even sleeping, you find someone when you are just alone,
you're sleeping.
That is also a disability. So all of us, we have no one is completed. We have a disability. It is only that we have not realized our disability. And I normally say, for all matters are inclusion for people living with the disability. This means that am I disabled? I can see, but I still have another disability which I have not yet realized. So we have, if we want to be our human community to be complete, then we have also to include people having disability that we can see with our own eyes.
And also find better ways of assisting and helping them just the way you're doing it.
Yes.
Now, when did you begin these different projects? Because again, you've kept mentioning that you are a student and you do this and that, and there's a lot that you do, because all these skills is no mean feat. So for how long have you been doing this, and how has the progress been like for you?
Okay. It was on February.
That is of which this year?
Yeah.
That's when you began?
Yes.
So it's just like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Away. Okay.
So I myself, Nobody taught me any of the skill. It is only for the reusable sanitary towels that I went to a certain NGO, that is CHES, Canadian Harambee Association. So that is actually an NGO that supports girls in Kakamega. So I went there to inquire about how to make the reusable sanitary towels.
So that you can teach the girls, the PWDs.
Yes.
Okay.
But the rest of the skills, like I myself, before I started selling the second-hand cloth, I started by selling the PDF, the soaps, PDFs. Yeah, so I did sell the PDF. I also made the soap itself, that is the liquid soap. Then I sold, and then I thought, if I can be able to make certain types of soap, and then like when you walk around the CBD, that is in Nairobi town, you will find. There was just a day I was walking, just roaming in town to take the statistic of people having the disability, and I found that almost 60% of people having disability, they are beggars, and out of 60%, half of them, they are just dropped in the morning, in the evening. Someone comes to pick them, but I was not really happy, because if you can drop there someone and you pick them by evening, why don't you at least struggle or just show them something which they can do to earn a
So why don't you empower them? That's what you're saying.
Yes. Then I found out that now the 20% of the now people having, you'll find even some are selling masks, and I really salute them because they are struggling. If you can find someone who has a disability and is there selling a mask, then that person is really struggling. Then you'll find others. Now the 10% that is remaining, those ones, they're at least in a better position, because I saw some of them, they're coming out of cars. But my question is, if you're having that disability, why don't you help?
And that's how you got, all these different initiatives. You embarked on them, the different skills, at least to help empower these persons. So since February up till now, that's just, it's actually not a long time per se. So can you say that you've recorded progress as a person? Has there been any progress with these initiatives that you are undertaking?
Yeah, there has been.
What's the progress therein?
My progress is at least have touched 2 to 3, even if they are not many, but I thank God because I've touched 2 to 3 and people are giving me response. So that is when now I decided, with the small that I have, it is not that much, I will organize for a Kilifi, that is actually Kilifi County Disability Talent Show. So I'll call all my friends.
That's another project.
Yes, not really another project, but it is just a way of appreciating those people that have talent, but they have disability. So I saw one of my friend that is also a student, but he's a boy. So I saw him. He organized for a talent show, and then I requested him, Prince, can we partner together? Because I on myself, I say, all matters are inclusion for people having disability, and you're organizing a talent show for people who are regular. Why don't, if I can find the ticket, because one ticket for one person is 300. So if I can find money, then I'll pay for them, because me, what I'm looking is, I want to find someone who is like Miss Disability Kilifi.
You just want to also like make them feel included in different things.
Yes. Yeah, so I'll look for currently I'm doing an online contribution, so I've just begun, and I'll get a crown. I'll get something small with the small that I have, and the ones that I'll have been contributed from friends. Then I do what? I love to appreciate now my winner.
You love to appreciate a winner. Okay. Now, as you talk about the PWDs and the different kind of initiatives that you're doing as a person to help them, key among them being the the making of the reusable pads. For you as a person who's really gotten so much into this, helping these persons, do you feel like we as a country, we are doing enough to make them feel included in our society?
No,
Why not?
because I just want to give a simple sample.
Okay.
We have like the TV shows,
Yeah.
and you see like on the TV shows we have the adverts where maybe we have, let's say like we are having a promotion for Omo. So why can't we find an albino to do that promotion? You will only find the regular people, but for those one having the disability, you won't find them anywhere. So I really feel demoralized when I see, like you will see even in radio, the hoster is a regular people. The producer is a regular people. The person sweeping in the studio is a regular people. But we have the albino. Some of them, they struggle. They manage to finish Form 4, but you won't find them anywhere. And then, like, to make matters worse, we have, like, for me, I have friends who are deaf. Now, I've interacted with them.
Yeah.
So some of them, they have finished Form 4. But my question is, we have professors who have been told, who have got the scholarship to go and like to proceed with the education, maybe in that specialization of, but you will find very few people having the disability who have got that chance. Then, like, I think most, even the NYS itself, majority, 90% or 98% of people who qualify are only
well-abled persons.
Yes, but now the people having the disability, they have really been forgotten. Then now think of corona outbreak. You see, there are some hard facts that people don't know about the people having the disability. We have to understand that people living with the disability, especially during this COVID season, they are the most affected people in our society. Health-wise, it is complicated. You see, the education part, complicated. Education part, because some of them, they lack support, but they are bright. Complicated. So us as a country, we need to do something. We need to wake up. We need to support these people. So at least they feel we have some people who care for us. I alone, I can't manage. Even I've started, but
You can't manage
I
by
can't
yourself.
manage by, because right now I'm looking for people who have disability within Kilifi County. As I told you, in disability faculty, we don't consider the age. Yeah, so as I'm looking for youth having the disability, there are so many. Right now I'm having 62. And then you can now.
62 is the number of the persons you are assisting.
Yes, right now, who told me they have talent? One of them told me I have a talent in singing. Then I asked her how. I can sing in sign language, and then who will interpret? And then she told me that is not your problem. You just pay for me the ticket. Then others are also telling me they also have the
So
disability.
she can sing in sign language.
Yes.
That is very interesting.
But you see, now she has told me I can sing, but now I don't have a ticket to come to where the session will be. Then then I told her, we are also considering that right now we have COVID. So we have to maintain the social distance. We have to put on masks. So look for your mask. Me, I'll give you the sanitizer. Then she told me that is not a problem. Me, I just want fair. Then I want you to ensure that I come and showcase my talent. Now you can see she's telling me I want you to ensure. But I myself, I still don't have enough funds. Yeah.
So that's why you mentioned that it is very important for us to support them. And even when I was asking you, what do you think it is we can do as a country? So that's where actually probably it comes into place, because it looks like these persons, yes, they may be disabled in one area or the other, but they still have something they can offer.
Yes.
Okay. So now when you talk about probably what we can do, what kind of assistance do you feel we can give as a society? Because just the way you're mentioning, you as a person by yourself, you can't go ahead and help all of them per se, and yet all of them have something to offer.
Yeah.
So what kind of assistance do you think we can give as a society, so that at least we move from this talk of how can we help this person?
Okay, I think maybe we have leaders within ourselves, because even during voting, we count the votes of people having disability. They go to the polling station and vote. I've never seen anyone, or maybe let's talk of the leaders, they object, this is the vote for a person living with the disability. So why don't we look for maybe we have the tutors. It doesn't really matter that we have to pay for them school fees. No, because not all people who are learned are working. No, we still have the hand skills which we can empower them. That is why I said, if I can get 10, for example 10 women who have the disability, then I show them how to make the shaggy mats. Then let us always learn to appreciate them. The problem with most of us will say, hiyo huyo ameunda, mimi siwezi nikaichukua. Yeah. But let us also learn to appreciate them, so that at least they feel
appreciated and at least they can do something.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Omina, for that. At least for expounding to us what it is you do as a person, and also with helping the PWDs and the kind of projects you have in place. Asante sana.
Asante.
And so that has been Folik Omina, a student at Pwani University, as well as also just passionate about changing the lives of persons with disability, talking to us about her personal journey and what she's doing to help these persons. And that is where we wrap it up when it comes to Matters Conversations this morning. But you're still not yet done, so we take a very short break. We'll be back. Stay with us.